Hey everyone, welcome back to Highway Blossoms. Last time, a lot of stuff happened last time. Crazy stuff. But somehow we ended up in Mariah's RV and spilled our guts to her, which, is probably a good thing. Sometimes you need someone who's impartial to give you a good old kick in the pants. Now we'll deal with the aftermath. What are we going to do? Let's find out. Massaging the drunk away, I nurse my head as it pounds in rhythm with my heartbeat. The table has become a stockpile of empty promises and broken dreams, foundationed beneath even emptier bottles. Mariah is still at my side, slumped over and passed out. She might be a super heavyweight, but I decided to stick around and keep an eye on her. Soon, Joe and Tess will be back and they can take care of the rest. I watch the slight movements of her chest as she breathes in and out. Seeing her so quiet is eerie. It's hard to believe there's still a person underneath all that yelling and obsessiveness, but there she is. People use other people all the time. That's what makes them family. It sounds gross and awful, but those words have been echoing inside me since she said them. I used Marina to cope. There's no denying that. But Mariah said that Marina used me to find the treasure. If that's true, then why don't I feel used? Why did I always feel genuinely wanted by her? She relied on me. Is that using? That's all I ever wanted her to feel like she could do. Her trust was the most important thing to me. But no matter how much I wanted it, I knew I didn't deserve it. Because I felt like I was betraying Gramps and would just drag her down with me. What about her, though? Marina was furious when I left. Because she wanted to understand, she wanted to help. I wanted her to rely on me, but maybe she wanted me to rely on her too. Reaching into my pocket, I pull out the cassette and hold it in the palm of my hand. The sight of the ribbon, all torn and tangled, doesn't choke me up or ignite a bitter explosion of anger like earlier. All it does is serve as a numbing reminder of all my regrets. Her wording was off, but Mariah was right. I never let myself rely on Marina. From the very start, I always treated her like a kid, and never as an equal. No wonder she got upset. She wanted to do as much for me as I was doing for her, but I would never let her in long enough for that to happen. Of course she wouldn't say no if I had made a move. It was the only opportunity she had. If I go back as I am now, things will never get better. I'll just keep treating Marina like a kid, never letting her in, and she'll just smile and bear it until she explodes, like earlier. I know what I have to do, and yet it feels more like a betrayal thing than anything else I've done this far. But if I don't do it, then I can never truly hope to do right by Marina. I stagger to my feet. Turning around, I take one last look at Mariah before deciding to take off her bandana and lay her out on her side. In another life, maybe you would be my type. Then I walk to the door, take a breath, and step outside. What are you doing, Amber? Why do I have a feeling that... I have no idea. But I have a feeling this is gonna get worse before it gets better. The night sky is deep and clear, embedded with a rich blue draped behind the glow of the constellations. Its light is all that guides me as I sludge my way through the thickness of the sand, wandering from Mariah's RV with the destination of nowhere. Finally, I've gone far enough where the haze of the city lights can't be seen, and where the distances of the motorhome can't be gauged. I'm alone. For the first time, I'm truly alone. Free from the treasure, free from the festival, free from the responsibility, free from even Marina. Sitting down, I sink into the sand and look at the stars. Oh boy, it's gonna get emotional, isn't it? Remember that time in Wyoming when we camped out on the Great Plains? The whole sleeping under the stars thing seemed like the coolest idea ever to little me. You were so excited to teach me about the constellations. Didn't matter that you sucked at astronomy, you just kept mislabeling them. I made sure to read up on them later, by the way. That was the Big Dipper, not Howe's guitar. But that's okay. I still got a kick out of it. Besides, that's not the type of thing I expected to learn from you anyway. What I really remember from that trip was the s'mores. Pretty sure you only liked them burned because you were so old. Really stuck with me, though. Can't have s'mores any other way now. I think I may have converted someone else to the burn side, too. She has a huge sweet tooth, though, so I shouldn't be too surprised. Still, it made me really happy when she said she liked it. I stared down and pet the cassette, feeling my thumbs over its holes and brown blotches and stains. I think you'd like her a lot. She's a sweetheart, always cheery and nice, even when she really shouldn't. Don't know how she does it, but she can somehow deal with me and my moods, too. This is her first time ever leaving home, and it shows. I worry about her a lot. Kinda like how I worried about you. Kinda like how I still do. A tear drips onto the cassette. I didn't even notice it trail down my cheek, or the rest. Maybe I got attached too easily, and really did use her, but I don't want to leave. I love her so much, and I want to prove I'm worth loving too. Would you hate me? Would I be letting you down if I decided to be happy instead? I gaze back up at the sky through my blurry vision. The stars don't answer back. They just keep twinkling. I lower my head. The cassette feels like lifeless dead weight in my palm. My breath shakes, and the next words slip out in a whimper. I'm sorry. I dig my fingers into the ground, scraping away the sand as sharp grains nudge between my nails. A shallow hole forms, a pile of dirt laying next to it. I can barely stomach looking at the cassette as I lay it down in its grave. I glance away as I slide the dirt back over the hole. When I look back, a corner of it still sticks out, only partially buried. It's reaching out, grasping for me. I cover my eyes and pinch away the tears. It's still there. It will always be there, but now I don't have to acknowledge it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Coming to terms. That was nice, though. It was sweet. And it's always important in the grieving process, I think, to retain that relationship with the person even when they're gone. So it's very cathartic to have moments like that. Drenched in sweat, I gasp to life and hack the sand out of my mouth. Oh man, did we spend the night out there? Memories from the night before start flooding back as I choke down a lump in my throat. The desert, the tape, the stars. Marina. My head snaps to the sky. The sun is already a quarter of a way done with its cycle. Soon, if it already hasn't, the taxi will pick up Marina and I'll never see her again. All because I couldn't let myself trust Marina. Damn it! I slam my fist down, kicking up a pitiful plume of sand. Even if I ran, I'd never be able to make it in time. If only I had the motorhome. Wait. Mariah. There's a chance they still might be camped out nearby. Wiping the tears from my eyes, I spring to my feet and sprint in the direction of the motorhome, leaving the half-buried cassette behind me. Please still be there. Please still be there. Sure enough, it's right where it was last night. I run up and pound on the door, knocking harder and louder until someone answers. Looking up with wide eyes, Tess opens the door and stares at me. Tess, is Mariah here? Amber? Joe slinks off the couch and joins Tess at the door. Sheesh, you're a wreck. Everything okay? Quick, the time. The time? What time is it? He looks to the invisible watch on his wrist, then switches between all the walls before Tess digs around her shorts and hands him a chained pocket watch. I've done that before. I'm like, oh, I should have a clock somewhere, right? On my hand or something. 10 o'clock, apparently. He turns to Tess. When did you start carrying this around? Why the hell is it so frickin' loud? A bottle comes hurtling towards Joe, but he ducks at the last second, letting it shatter across the wall. Oh yeah, she smashed the last one. 15 minutes, there's still time. Whoa, slow down a sec. Time for what? I know this is short notice, but I need a ride. A ride? Now? I said shut the hell up! Another bottle comes flying towards him, but this time Tess hops and snatches it out of the air. He looks across the room, then back to me. Now's probably not the best time. Sis's hangovers are lethal. No, we need to leave now. Do you not remember what I said I'd do with the jumper cables the next time you... Nursing her forehead and lifting up another bottle, Mariah stomps over, only to freeze once she sees me. Mariah, I need a ride. Please, you were right. I made a big mistake, and if I'm not back at our hotel in 15, I'll never see Marina again. The motorhome falls silent, all eyes on Mariah. Her face is blank, unreadable compared to all the crazy-looking scowls she usually wears. Finally, she speaks. All right, let her in. I'm really sorry, but you know how she... Wait. For real? Mariah closes her eyes and takes a deep, long breath. Before I change my mind. Joe and Tess shoot each other surprised glances, then shrug. Well, what do you know? Miracles actually do happen. The desert heat has thawed her icy heart. Yeah, just shut up and get ready. Oh wow, Mariah being nice to us. Again, this must be our lucky day or something, or 24 hours. Lucky last 24 hours. I hop in. The other two scurry around and batten down the hatches, strapping shut all the cupboards and shelves. Grabbing her bandana, Mariah ties it around her head while I shuffle around and try to spit out a thank you. So, I should probably... We're all set. I'll take the wheel. Joe rushes past us with the keys, but Mariah trips him and snags them from his hand. No way, you drive like an old man. I'll drive. No, I drive like a normal person. You just happen to drive like a maniac. Besides, you're hungover. It'll be fine, just come on. They both dart over to the front seats and the RV roars to life. Tess, hair of the dog. Tess nods and runs to the fridge, grabbing a bottle that looks a lot like the ones from last night, except this one has a picture of the devil on it. She tosses it over to her sister, who showcases the same catching talent as her. Now that's what I'm talking about. Slamming the bottle in the cup holder, Mariah sticks her head out the window and backs up the motorhome. Joe shakes his head, replacing the devil's brew with the nearby water bottle while she isn't looking. You're going to need to hang on tight, by the way. Huh? Why? My question is immediately answered as I'm flung against the couch. Tessa's small frame crashes into me. It doesn't hurt as much if you relax your muscles. The RV speeds forward. The license plate wind chime dings in chaotic disunison as the bottles and cans roll across the floor, clanging together whenever they meet. Even the table is seesawing back and forth. I look out the window. Mariah flies onto the road, cutting off an entire lane of cars. The RV hits the ground and bounces. I manage to keep my head from bashing the cot above me, but Tess lets herself get tossed around, rolling across the floor with the trash. So where exactly am I going? The hotel downtown. You have to be stupid to miss it. Remember who you're talking to here. Hotel? You didn't spend any of my treasure on that, did you? Mariah glares back at me, oblivious to everything on the other side of the windshield. I might have used a nugget to bribe the manager. What? I'll kill you! Save the catfight for later. There are more important things to focus on right now, like the road. The road will always be there, Joe. My treasure won't. The treasure or our lives? I think everyone here already knows the answer to that one. I had Tess do the math. The treasure is worth way more than any of your... Watch out! A big rig comes speeding toward us, blasting its deafening horn. At the last second, Mariah swerves back into her lane as the truck barrels past us. The motorhome hits a bump and bounces up again. Unprepared, poor Joe's head hits the ceiling, knocking the light from his eyes. If I squint hard enough, I can even see his soul drifting away from his body. Sis, I think Joey's dead. About damn time, he was getting annoying. Tess salutes her fallen comrade. It's always the sane ones who die first. We zoom past the town's welcoming center. It's not far at all now. Tess, what time is it? 10:12. I grip my teeth and glare out the window. Please, still be there. Downtown comes into view. The strip of familiar stores and restaurants start forming. Mariah races down the street, ignoring all traffic lights and pedestrians as people leap out of the way and cars break into other lanes. We're almost there. Get ready. The hotel looms just up ahead. Through the windshield, I can see Marina holding onto a small suitcase as she prepares to step into the cab. I leap to the door and swing it open. Wind rushes through my hair. The motorhome is slowing down, but I don't care. The hell are you doing? Wow, that's pretty brave. Even if it's a slow-moving car, leaping from it is a scary thought. I launch myself onto the street, tumbling across the burning concrete as the road tears against my skin. Ouch. Immediately, I spring back up and dart towards Marina. Mariah screeches to a halt in the middle of the street, blocking anyone from driving through. The three of them hop out, Joe clutching his head as he stumbles out the door. Ugh, poor Joe. I feel so bad. Amber? Before she can get another word, I grab her by the waist and throw my lips against hers. She pulls herself away and glares at me through her puffy red eyes. I plant my hands on her shoulders and steady myself as tears stream down my face. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Marina freezes, then she slowly softens from a glare to a strain. I catch a lump building in her throat, too. I thought you weren't coming back. I know. I was such a bitch. I didn't mean any of it. I love you so much. I just don't want to hurt you. What? How could you ever hurt me? I was scared. The tears don't stop. The crying gets louder. I was afraid I was using you because I didn't have Gramps anymore. I lost my family. I always wanted to help you, but I think I might be the one who really needs help. Marina can't hold it back any longer and starts bawling in my arms, hugging me as tight as she possibly can. Dummy, I'm your new family. I don't care if you use me. I love you. I love you too. This time we both move in for the kiss, two blubbering idiots trying to prove just how much the other means. I'm not sure if it's her tears I'm tasting or mine, but I can still make out the soft sweetness of her lips regardless. It's funny. The entire time, I thought I was the nucleus of it all, that I was the one helping her, or using her. But as cheesy as it sounds, I think Marina has always been the one helping me, from the very beginning. Through the kissing, I catch a glimpse of the trio, Joe covering Tess's eyes as he slips Mariah a bill. Oh, so the bet was still going on. You know, it's interesting how this whole, emotional arc for Amber has ended up with, because while I understand the idea of using Marina to, still attach to her grandfather, who's now dead, I just kind of wish it was a little more obvious that Amber had a little more awareness of that going on throughout the story, because I feel like it just would have made the stakes feel a bit higher. But, maybe I just missed all the real obvious hints, because it was kind of obvious, but I guess maybe it was Amber's lack of self-awareness, which, to be fair, if the resolution is supposed to be Amber realizing, if that is the sum of her emotional arc is to have that realization, then maybe not. But I do feel like this has been a low-stakes story, and some self-awareness on Amber's part probably would have helped make it come together a little more. And these three, what are these three doing here? I'm still surprised Mariah helped us again, and in such an urgent manner. It makes me feel like for Mariah it was personal, And since we know Mariah's family is kind of fucked up, maybe that was something to do with it, based on her and Amber's previous conversation. And I do have to wonder what our closure with Mariah and Tess and Joe will be. Is the closure going to happen right now? And what will it be? Because it kind of feels unfinished. Our journey with them, or our relationship with them. Anyways, we managed to compose ourselves enough to pull each other away, but we never let go of the other's hand. Rolling her eyes, Mariah unties her bandana and tosses it to me. You both look disgusting. Here. Thanks. I wipe away as many of my tears as I can before passing it along to Marina, who blows into it like a trumpet. She sniffs, her nose red and tears still leaking out, then hands the drenched cloth back to Mariah, who gives it to Joe. He cringes as he dangles it from his fingers. Hi, guys. Hi. Thanks, you three. I mean it. Especially you, Mariah. For a moment, Mariah lowers her guard and almost smirks, then remembers it's just not her style. Whatever. That doesn't make us cool or anything. I still despise you. It's true. Yeah, she hates your guts. Wouldn't have it any other way. Marina giggles and I bring her in closer. Then suddenly I remember something. Oh. I bend over and dig through Marina's suitcase, bringing out a single gold nugget and passing it to Mariah. Figured yours was getting lonely. Mariah stares at her hand, the other two gathering around her. How about that? You ended up getting the treasure after all, Mariah. It seems bigger than the one we have. So was it clarified? Did I miss it or have I forgotten? Was it clarified that they were the three who got the treasure at Canyon du Chat? I guess maybe that was implied, considering Amber told them that's where the next piece of treasure was. Wait a second. No, she told him it was at Arches, not at Canyon du Chat. That was after Canyon du Chat. But was it ever stated that they were the ones who found it? I don't remember. Someone tell me. Enlighten me. Finally defeated, Mariah looks up and sighs. I guess we can probably pawn it off somewhere. She walks back to her motorhome, waving along the other two. Come on, let's go. Well, see you two ladies down the road. God, I hope not. Tess looks back and forth, then scurries over to Marina and gives a quick hug around her waist before following the other two. Bye. And with that, they speed off, leaving a trail of property damage behind them as they beat their loud-ass horn into the distance. Marina and I are left alone, the cab long gone. Between small spurts of laughter, we thumb away each other's tears, just happy to be together again. Hey, let's go pick up the motorhome. Yeah. She sniffs one last time. I'd like that. So, yeah, that just felt so emotionally... So, the Marina and Amber conclusion is fine. But with Amber and Marina and their relationship with Tess, Joe, and Mariah seems still kind of like unfinished to me. Are we going to see them again? Are we going to run into them at the music festival? Because I'm kind of half expecting it at this point. Because we run into them everywhere. I mean, what are the chances they were outside of Palm Springs? I mean, why are they going to California? Unless it is to go to the music festival. I mean, they know that's where we're going, so... Just that whole thing feels unfinished. And it'll be interesting to see how everything pans out. Because I think we still have a bit of game left. So, next time. I mean, thank God we got through that and Marina didn't leave. And Amber seemed to have a very cathartic moment grieving her grandfather. I don't know how I feel about burying the cassette and that whole, like... you leave the memory behind. I don't think that's really healthy grieving, and I think that's something that's sort of emphasized a lot in our narratives. especially in the West, where it's like you leave behind your memory of the person, but I don't think that's healthy. I think you have to keep that memory and that relationship alive. But anyways, we don't know what Amber's gonna do. That was probably just all for thematic relevance or something. Anyways, next time we'll see what happens. I guess I don't know if we're making any more stops, but I assume music festival, which didn't we find out it was Coachella? I mean, I guess it's better than Wango Tango. Is Wango Tango even a thing anymore? Anyways, next time we'll continue and see what happens. But this was good. This was a nice kind of. This was good. See you on the next one, and take care.